gear, crews, actors.
And AI, it just wasn't delivering the quality that I wanted.
Well, that changed. Let me show you Luminel Studio. A completely new way to create AI movies. No more complicated prompts, just a workflow that feels like a real film set. This app gives you access to the world's most advanced cinema gear. You can choose from high-end camera bodies, lenses, film hooks, and color ratings, the same tools used in Hollywood. Just pick a movie and Luminel automatically matches camera, lens, and the grading behind it. You have precise control over every detail. Dial in your focal lengths and set your aperture. Once your still is ready, you can turn it directly into a cinematic movie with the Kling 3.0 integration, one of the most advanced AI video models available. Alright, let's head over to luminel.ai and I will walk you through it. I will leave a link in the description, and once you're in, just go to Studio. First, we describe our scene and subject. I would just type in a woman on a rooftop at golden hour, a cigarette near her lips, Los Angeles in the background. Now I will add a character reference. I select character and set this as a general character reference, as in choosing an image of a woman wearing an outfit. I already cropped in it slightly because this is the framing I want to match later. Now we define the framing in the app. For the perspective, I choose an upper body shot, a medium close-up. Aspect ratio, 16 by line. I could choose a movie for the look and grading, but for this example, I will deactivate that. We will focus on creating the look purely through the camera setup. I choose the Arri Alexa, one of the most commonly used digital cinema cameras today. For the lens, I go with Arri Master Anamorphic. For the focal length, I would stick with 50mm. For the aperture, I still want to read the background, not completely blur it, so I set it to 2.8. The slider simulation really helps to visually pick what you want. You can generate up to 4K resolution. However, in most cases, 2K is more than enough. I hit generate, and this is the result. Now we can immediately turn this still into the cinematic movie shot. I'll switch to video and choose Kling 3.0 for the highest quality. For faster or more economical workflows, additional models are available. Luminel is constantly updated with the latest state-of-the-art AI models. I select the generated image as the first frame, and for the prompt I will type, "The woman turns around, the building explodes in fire and smoke." Focus shifts to the background. I will set the clip length to 5 seconds. I generate. This can actually take a moment. And here's the result. For this use case, I want to show how strong a movie look helps to maintain a consistent visual language, even when scenes take place in completely different locations. This is especially helpful when we are creating multiple shots indoors and outdoors that all need to feel like they belong to the same film. I start by creating the first scene. I describe the subject, a man inside a spaceship interior. Next, I add a character reference. I choose general because I want to define the entire person. I also add an outfit reference, so the clothing stays consistent across all scenes. For the perspective, I choose a medium shot. Aspect ratio, we go with 16 by 9. And now I select the movie look. I choose 2001, A Space Odyssey. To support the interior setting, I select a more dramatic lighting setup. In this case, I go with Rembrandt lighting, which works well for controlled indoor environments. I hit generate, and this is the result. You can see that the lens choice, film stock, and movie reference create a very strong, cohesive look. We get this keen, retro, sci-fi aesthetic. The theory references this film's visual language. Now I create a second scene, this time outdoors. I change the prompt to a man in the desert. This could be another planet, or it could be back on Earth. Just a completely different location. Because we are no longer indoors, I would change the lighting. Rembrandt lighting is more of a studio setup, so it wouldn't make sense to use it outdoors. Lighting setups are divided into different categories, and for this scene, I select natural, available light option. In this case, I choose golden hour. What's important is that I leave everything else unchanged. The camera settings stay the same, the movie reference stays the same. I mean, I could change the perspective and also the focal lengths, but I would keep the same film stock camera and lens height. This is how we maintain visual consistency. I hit generate, and as you can see, the visual language remains consistent, driven by the movie look and camera gear setup. Here are a few more images that I generated in this specific style. Before we go any further, I want to give you a bit of context about where this tool comes from and about my role in it. I've been working as a photographer and filmmaker for nearly 2 decades across fashion editorial and commercial productions for magazines like Vogue and clients such as Dior or Versace. Most of that work was shot on high-end cinema and photography gear like an Arri Alexa, for example, or even analog systems like these Mamiya RB67. Over the years, I've developed a deep understanding of how cameras, lenses, and color grading shape an image. To be transparent, I didn't write the code behind Luminel. The engineering is handled by a dedicated team. My role was translating real-world cinematography into a digital AI workflow, defining how these tools should behave visually. That foundation is what makes Luna different. Now, let's go deeper and put that into practice. In this shot, I want to create a large-scale, world-ending science fiction shot. I start by describing the scene. A man walks across a vast desert. Next to him, a matte black, dust-covered Lamborghini Aventador with its driver's side door open. Collapsed highways frame the scene, and partially buried New York City skylines rise in the distance. The sun is rising. Now I will add the character. I choose general because I want to use the full character, including the outfit, for this shot. For the framing, I go with an establishing shot so we capture as much of the environment and scale as possible. Aspect ratio stays at 16:9. For the movie look, I select Blade Runner. For lighting, I had a subtle layer of fog and mist to enhance the atmosphere. Now I hit generate, and this is the result. Next, I want to turn the still into a short cinematic sequence. I switch to video mode. I make sure the image is selected as the first frame. I select the clip length to 4 seconds. Now I type in a simple motion prompt. Slow forward walk toward camera. Scarf and loose fabric flutter in strong wind. Sand particles sweep across the ground. And this is the result. For the next example, I'm going to create a fight scene between two women. I will show the full prompt on the screen so you can screenshot it if you'd like to reuse it. And since there are two fighters in the scene, I add two characters. I click Add Character and select Face for the first one. Then I add a second character, again choosing Face. For the perspective, I go with a medium shot. Aspect ratio stays at 16:9. For the movie look, I select Fight Club. I will leave the camera gear as it is, but I adjust the focal length to 40 millimeters and I set the aperture to 1.8 to create a stronger subject separation and more intensity. I hit generate twice to get two variations. You can generate up to 4 variations if you want more options. This is my favorite image out of the 2 generations. Now we are going to turn it into a video. I will use this image as the start frame and do the short 5 sequence from it. I will show the full motion prompt so you can screenshot it if you want it. I won't read it entirely. I set the aspect ratio, choose the duration and hit generate. And here's the result. So before we wrap it up, I want to give you a quick overview of some of the other features this app offers. You can work with a wide range of photography styles as well. In the next video, I will focus specifically on creating fashion and commercial campaigns using this tool, which can be especially interesting if you're building campaigns for products or brands. There's also an edit node. You can use it to refine existing images, transfer styles, adjust lighting setups, or create new angles and perspectives within a scene. If you liked the video, consider subscribing and leaving a like, and I will see you in the next one.